Hi guys, happy Friday. I'm Julia,
I'm Shannon.
and we are with the Above and Beyond movement, and we are so excited to introduce you to our guest today, Meghan Johnson. Meghan is the founder of Dear Strong Women, and she is also a life leadership coach, and last but not least, a assistant to us at Red Cedar Real Estate, and we are so grateful for her. We actually did a transaction together around, wow, has it been like 2 years?
Yeah, a year and a half, 2 years. Feels
And
like yesterday.
just through the grapevine and building relationships, she is now with us, and we are so grateful for her in so many different ways. So, Meghan, take it away. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Sure. As Julia mentioned, I'm a life and leadership coach. I work with, my bread and butter right now seems to be those who are burnt out, overwhelmed, maybe a little underfulfilled. I work with them in putting themselves first, putting those dreams first, and doing so from a place where that side of guilt isn't allowed in. I work with them in establishing where they're at, where they want to be, and then the magic happens in that gap, and it's a lot of fun.
I love that so much. So I know that me and Julia got the opportunity to attend one of your Strong Woman DC events. We loved it. You did a passage from your book,
I did.
which we absolutely loved. So can you talk a little bit about your events and how that works for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So years ago, I started this blog called Dear Strong Woman, and that came from me processing some changes that were going on, just realizing that I was unfulfilled, and I was at a point where I was looking to really figure out, like, what is it that I want to do in life? And the blog came about from me coping with my grandmother had passed a few years prior, and she was always my go-to person to talk to, and she gave like the unsugar-coated advice, right? And so it was kind of a way to connect with her. And when she passed, it just got me thinking, like, okay, what am I doing here? In the process, and why I create these events, as I was sharing kind of what I was going through, what I was learning, what I was unlearning, and not being all buttoned up and pretty about it, allowing it to be a little messy, I found people really resonated with that. And I was undoing a lot of kind of what she taught me, and what my mother taught me too, was this idea of being a strong woman was to show up, just put on a brave face and handle it, get things done. Like, we didn't take time to really be with emotions.
Yeah.
And what I realized is when I led with that, when I led with being messy and letting my emotions come out, it was actually one of the strongest things I've ever done. So it really shifted this idea for me of weakness and strength and how it's actually coincides. So these events that I do, I bring women together and usually theme them. We have some sort of topic of conversation, where from the get-go, we're talking about things beyond surface level, just straight out of the gate, and find that, like, we are all so connected and have so much in common. And it's, I find the magic that happens is these women come together and share things that they may not say out loud to people they live with, those closest with them. And it's an opportunity to see and be seen in a way that really generates some authentic connection. I think is so needed, especially right now, as we're all siloed. But it's just, there's a magic that happens, and I just love kind of making it all, bringing people together and just seeing what happens. It's just so great. I love that.
I could not agree with that more. I mean, the way you describe your events is exactly the experience that I had. So thank you so much for facilitating that.
Yeah.
I want to pivot a little bit, not to get away from how amazing the events are too much, but you are also juggling a part-time, full-time job. So can you tell us a little bit about how you are juggling more or less a corporate job with Red Cedar with your flexible, flowy coaching?
Yeah. I mean, so I'm a bit of a nerd for systems. I get excited about different formulas and automatic things I can create in Excel. And my mother's an engineer, so she will gladly take ownership for that quality of thing. So thanks, Mom. Yeah, the way I balance it, it's, I don't look at it as like the two actually complement each other in a way. Like the more organized and the more systems and whatnot I have set up with Red Cedar, the more successful I am in my business because it's all transferable. And also what I enjoy is that the work that I do with you guys is it works a different part of my brain. So it keeps a different skill sharp, and it just really helps me to balance. I mean, coaching can sometimes be kind of nebulous, and conversations are maybe a little up here and we're zooming out and looking at, okay, what is this all about? And the work I do with systems and whatnot, it's cut and dry. It's to the point. It's just, so sometimes that's really refreshing. Yeah. So, and with that, in terms of balancing it as well, what I've learned too is just being in open communication with what's on my plate, what I can actually handle during a day, being really specific about asking for, okay, sure, I can do that. Just tell me when you need it by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My inclination over here is when something comes in my inbox, it's, oh, they need it now. And so I've learned to pause and actually get clarity on that first. And, so just being in conversation constantly is another way I help to stay balanced.
I love that you bring that up, because I feel like so many people either struggle with balancing different things going on in their life, or just have so many things going on, whether it be kids at home while working a full-time job or multiple jobs to kind of make things meet and just fulfill themselves. So it's really great that you are balancing those things. And I think we can attain to how well you balance them, at least on our side of things. We love your support and we love having you at Red Cedar. So I guess if I was going to ask you a further question, it would be if you had to give a tip or a suggestion to any business owner, anyone out there balancing what they're doing for, their job and their side hustle or their other business. Speak to that maybe a little bit.
Yeah, there's who is it? Kate Northrup, I think. Mm-hmm. I'll check that and see. But I heard her on a podcast once, and she gave 3 things that she asks herself anytime she looks at her to-do list. And I don't know about you guys, but like my to-do list is my,
always.
So
I like to call it a success list to like make myself feel better about it, but like
mindset shift.
Yeah. She anytime she has something on her list, she asks 3 questions, and this has just been a game changer for me. She says the first one is, does this need done? Okay. The second one is, does this need done now? And the third one is, does this need done by me? So
love that.
Yeah, it's just been really great, because I find my to-do list turn into just a brain dump of things I've been meaning to do for the past 3 years. Like it's just all these things I should do. So getting super clear on like, what's the highest leverage thing to tackle right now that one is going to either, like for my coaching business, push my business forward. What's the thing that's the highest priority deadline for you guys? What's the thing that's going to clear up a ton of mental space so I can actually tackle all of these other things? So those are all questions that I ask myself when I'm looking at that to-do list, and it helps to turn it into more.
I love that. No, absolutely. I mean, that's really what it is. A to-do list is your list of everything, and then your success list of like, okay, what do I need to do? And I really think that's why we rely on you so much, and why you became part of our family at Red Cedar, because it got to the point where we had so much on our list that there was absolutely no way to get it all done in one day. And you have been such a pivotal addition to our team. And I know that's why I called it a part-time, full-time job earlier, because you are technically working part-time hours, but you are a full-time employee. You are in it with us. You are helping us develop our systems. I mean, you've just been so inspirational and so foundational to our business. I can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you. It's been such a joy working with you guys, to the point where it's just, because I'm working with good people, like like I feel like we could be, I don't know, working at McDonald's, and I'd love working with you guys. I mean, just as an example, it's just who you choose to be about what you're doing. It makes all the difference, and I couldn't be more proud to be beside you guys in this.
We feel the
We
same
love
way.
you.
So we know that people are going to want to reach out to you. So if they want to talk to you more about what you have going on with your potential book or your coaching or anything else, how should they reach you?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram. It's Miss Meghan J, MISS. There's an H in my name. Thanks, Mom. MEGHANJ. You can also find me on my website. It's meghanjohnson.coach.
Perfect. Excellent.
Perfect. So don't worry, guys. As you know, we're going to put that all in the comments. Meghan has been such an inspiration to us in her part-time kind of side hustle, but also attending her events with Strong Woman DC. And we cannot wait to continue co-creating with you and just having you in our inner circle, because, you know, we all grow together, and having such amazing and strong women in our support system is how we're going to get there. So Meghan, thanks so much for joining us today. We love you.
For having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we will
All right, guys.
Bye, guys. Enjoy your Friday.
Bye.